that you made your way up to Shamineau. Enjoy your stay. Visit the horses, but don't eat the hay. Okay? Down at the waterfront, it's mighty fine. At the ropes course, there's an awesome zip line. I think I'll end this with the number 9, and I don't know what that means. I just came out and said it. Don't know if we are ever gonna get it. I wish I had a point, but I probably forget it. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. We'll learn together, we'll have a good time. I can't say that I've ever punched a mine, even though we had it coming, and I don't know what that means. I just came out and said it. Don't know if we are ever gonna get it. I wish I had a point, but I probably forget it. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. Glad you're here at camp. Glad you're here at camp. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau.
Oh, what a beautiful live stream. Oh, what a beautiful day. Bum, bum. Oh, I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Welcome to our live stream today. If you can't tell by my beautiful singing and this awesome background that looks like my favorite musical, High School Musical, it is Shamineau Musical Day. Shamusical. So, we need you guys to dress up in maybe your favorite musical costume, whether it's a Disney movie or a musical you know from Broadway or whatever. Go dress up as that, and post some cool, super cool things for us to see. But our sponsor for today, I'm repping them right here. We got Sham City Productions. Yo, what's up? Got my cool bling I ordered from them. Tom Thumb Locations. But we're going to play a video here real shortly for you guys that they produced. But remember, get your musical stuff on while we're doing this. But without further ado, here is the commercial.
That's the one!
That is the one.
Pollution Cologne. Intoxicatingly breathtaking.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is me and my cool Sham City Productions gear. I got my glasses and my cool jacket on. So I actually I'm a big fan of the guy, and I ordered some of the same jacket and got the same glasses and stuff. So yeah, it's a cool video. It's great smelling stuff. It is, trust me. But quick announcements here. Becca, you can get, my computer's turned off, you can get, ready for this, 3,000 cabin points because you posted a picture of you and a craft you did last week. So Becca, here's like 3,000 cabin points for you there. Reminder to all the rest of you guys, continue to post those because it gets you 3,000 points sometimes not as much. But hey, cabin points, and you guys can hopefully win cabin of the week after that. Okay. Yeah. So we did not get any scores in for this last week for our family of the week, cabin of the week. So continue to just post those scores so we can give you guys credit and some prizes too. So it's not just like bragging rights, but it's some cool merch from Shamineau too. So yeah, get those in, get that in. But without further ado, we got some jokes for you, but not normal jokes. Music jokes. Ooh. Okay, here we go. This one's one of my favorite actually. What is Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. Get it? Da, 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 da. Whatever. It's funny. What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor. Get it? Because mine shaft and mine. Funny. How do you make a bandstand? You take away their chairs. Ha! Get it? Because you move the chair, then they have to stank. Yep. Okay. What musical keys do cows sing in? Beef flat. Get it? Like beef flat? Like they're beef cat. Funny. And our last one here, one of my personal favorites. Why did Mozart get rid of his chickens? Because they always ran around going bark, 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 bark. Get it? Because it was Mozart and not Bach, so Bach. Funny. Awesome. Well, we're going to get started in some of our segments. We got a vlog coming up for you guys, a question of the day, a math, something to do, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff with you guys. But without further ado, I'm going to throw it on over to Matthew, and he's going to give you our vlog for the day. So, here you go, Matt.
Hi friends, it's me again. Last night it snowed here, and so I decided that I would just take a little bit of time to go on a walk this morning. Some of you might think, why on earth would you want to go on a walk just after it snowed? Well, I think one thing I just love is hearing everything that nature is doing. And somehow, right after it snows, you can hear nature a lot better. I think the way the snow just dampens sound so that you can hear the birds singing, you can hear the wind in the trees as this time of year when it gets a little warmer, you can hear the water running as the snow melts. I think it's just really pretty. And there's a great Bible verse. Psalm 66:4 says, all creation worships you and sings praises to you. They sing praises to your name. So as I'm walking, as I'm hearing the birds sing, as I'm hearing the wind in the trees, as I'm hearing the water run about and the animals do their thing, it's all singing praises to God. It's like the world is a constant musical, constantly singing praises. And I think that's really special. So I'd like to just go on a walk. So maybe pause now. You might have to turn up your volume a little bit to see if you can hear what I'm hearing. Hear that? Dozens of different birds, dozens of different animals, all singing praises to God. It's really an incredible thing. So I'd encourage you to go out, go on a walk, see what you can hear, see what you can see, because it's all praising God, and it's really a fantastic time. So maybe that will be go on a walk in the park. Maybe you live near someplace natural, so it's just walking out your back door. No matter what, just seek a way to get out in nature and experience God in that way. It's a really special time. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Excuse me. Feed the birds. Tippins a bag. Tippins, tippins, tippins a bag. And see. Thank you guys. Thank you, Matthew, very much. If you know what musical that is from, post in the comments. We'll get you some cabin points for that, okay? Yeah, that's super cool for the chance to go walk around the woods, listen to some different sounds, stuff like that. And next, for our random skill of the day, we're going to jump on over to a friend of mine. I've never had a friend like her, actually. And we're going to go over to Emily. She's going to teach you a cool dance. So, here's my friend, Emily.
Hey everybody, it's Emily. I'm going to be doing the random skill today. For some of you who don't know, I was super involved in dance throughout all of high school, and so what I'm going to be teaching today is the dance break from the new Aladdin that they recorded with like actual people. So the dance is from Friend Like Me, and it's in like the middle of the song, so we're just gonna start with it. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you step forward with your left leg, and then you kick with your right, and you like flick your wrists down so it's kind of awkward, and you flex that bottom foot, so it's kick, and then you cross, and you have your hands down like this, and then you uncross here, and then kick your foot, and then go to the side, and that's called a chasse in dance terms, which is in Italian if I'm remembering correctly. So you chasse, which just means step, replace step, and then you turn to the side like this, step back with your right, jump, and kick that foot back, flexing that foot again. So you jump, and then you land down like this. And that's kind of like a prep, because you're actually going to turn out of it. Another fun fact about myself is I broke my ankle earlier this year, so I can't actually do this turn. But I will do my best to explain it, and if you guys can figure it out, we would love to see the videos. So essentially, you're down like this, you turn on your left foot, and then to the back, you jump onto your right, and then you kick out and catch yourself on this foot, kicking out and catching here. So the entire jump is like a full spin through this, but I can't do the jump because I don't want to damage my ankle anymore. So I apologize to everyone. I wish I could have not broken my ankle, but it happens. So you're at this catch, and then from there you step back and jump out like this, and then you kind of pulse back and slide. Make sure your hands flip from here to there. And then from that, you do this weird kick thing where you're bent, and this is called plie in dance. So you plie and you kick, and you kick. And it's gonna be really fast. So it's like kick, kick, kick. And then from there, you kind of shimmy, and then you jump down like that. So then we'll play the music. So this is kind of the part right before it. We wanted to start the music early to kind of get the beat going, because it's a really fast song. And with dance, you count in counts of 8 rather than 4, which is what music usually does. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the full dance. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with that, and we would love to see the videos of you guys learning it. If you didn't catch it fast enough, you can always rewind once the live video is done and watch this over again. Have lots of fun.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford. That's everything. Awesome. That's my favorite musicals. I dropped my schedule. Hold on, let me grab my schedule from underneath here. Perfect, there's my schedule. Anyways, yeah, it's one of my favorite musicals. It's one of my favorite songs, and there's one jump. On to our next thing we have today. We have a question for you guys, and the question is, we have access to everyone online, so everybody via Skype, via Zoom, via whatever. Who would you most like to see co-host on Shamineau Live? So if you have a friend you want to see, you can post them on there, or somebody you know that's super funny you'd love to see co-host with with me, Emily, Jeremy, or whoever. Just let us know, and we'll try to get them connected and see what we can do. Without further ado, we're gonna roar on down to Bethany, and she's gonna give you something to do. So here you go, Beth.
Hello and welcome to today's segment of Something to Do. I'm your host, Bethany, and today we will be talking about musicals, and I'm going to give you some suggestions on some good musicals to watch or listen to during this time of quarantine. First off, I do want to start off with saying that I am wearing my sister's sweatshirt from the musical this year at my high school called Bye Bye Birdie. Great musical, super funny. Another really great musical is Wicked. That The whole soundtrack to that is on Spotify. It's a different take on The Wizard of Oz, and has a lot to do about being inclusive. The next musical I have on here is Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is a story of Joseph going into slavery and, his story. And it's not 100% biblically accurate, but it is a funny modernization. It was written in the 80s though, so it's about as modern as 80s get. Two classic musicals are The Music Man and The Sound of Music. Those are both for rent on YouTube and Amazon Video. The Sound of Music can be found on Disney Plus. Both super great. Next we have The Prince of Egypt. That one's about Moses. That can be found on Hulu, Amazon Video, or YouTube. Next, we have all the Disney stuff, obviously. We have like the Disney princess movies, like Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, The Beauty and the Beast. And we also have Newsies. So there's the movie and the Broadway version. Lion King, Tarzan, Mary Poppins, High School Musical, all on Disney Plus, and you can find them to rent or buy on Amazon Video or YouTube. Next, we have The Greatest Showman. This one is loved by my family. We have it on Amazon Video. We bought it, and it is the story of the start of the circus, and it's inspired by a true story. Not quite true, but there is a lot of fun music, and it's a very colorful, fun movie. So all the music from these musicals that I mentioned can be found on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube. So yeah, that's some of my suggestions for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to give it back to Scout.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Alright, tell me what musical that's from, and we'll get more cabin points. Emily on our live stream got Oklahoma and Aladdin. Oklahoma was the first song, Aladdin was the one jump. So you guys can have 100 points for each title, and then the England's got Mary Poppins. So you guys can have, we'll do 150 as we keep going. Let's do 200. We'll go up 100 at a time. So you have 200 there for that one, and then comment whichever one you thought from that song was, and we'll get rolling again. Okay, so every week we have a weekly verse. This week's verse is 2 Thessalonians 3:3. But the Lord is faithful, he will establish you and guard you against the evil one. Okay? So again, that verse is 2 Thessalonians 3:3. Okay? So memorize that, do some cool songs, some cool verses with that, or some cool actions if you want with that, and maybe put it into a musical. You never know. But yeah, we'll see some of the cool ones of those, alright? But without further ado, we're going to get to one of my new favorite segments, and we're going to move on to Shop Talk. Good morning, Kevin. What are you doing right now? You're still welding. What are you welding onto? It's a washing machine. That's an interesting handle you got. What's your inspiration? That's cool. Can you show me how it works? Wow, that's legit. Well, Kevin, I thank you for getting a proper ready for my musical. Thanks again. Waterloo, I was defeated, you won the war. Tell me what musical that's from. It's a great one of my favorites as well. I just love musicals in general, that's why I love this theme. But the England's got the last one, that was Lion King. So you guys can have, we'll go up again to 300. We'll keep going as we get, so we can keep getting more points. But yeah, you guys have 300 for that one. Comment what musical I just sang that was from, and we'll get going with that one. But now we're going to go on to our lesson for the day. So without further ado, we're going to throw it back on down to Matthew.
Do you ever become worried about what people might think of you? I think it's pretty common. I think a lot of times, especially as Christians, we worry if people knew I was a Christian, if people knew I went to church on Sundays, if people knew I read my Bible a lot, they might think differently of me. They might think I'm weird or old-fashioned or just kind of strange. Like, I really like going to camp and I really like singing those songs at camp, but I would never sing those songs at school because people would just look at me funny, and I don't want that. I think that type of thinking is pretty common. I know I've thought that before, and I know that it's something that a lot of people deal with. So why do we do that, and what can we do about it? Well, I think there's a really cool story in the Old Testament that helps us to think about that sort of thing. But before we get to that story, we have to talk a little bit about something called the Ark of the Covenant. So the Ark of the Covenant was an object in the Old Testament. It's described in several places that was really, really important to the people of Israel. You see, the Ark of the Covenant was essentially a box, but it was a very special box. It was a box that Israel stored the 10 Commandments in, the stone tablets that Moses got from God on Mount Sinai. The 10 Commandments were stored in the Ark of the Covenant. And when the people had the Ark of the Covenant with them, they saw that as a representation that God was with them. When they saw the Ark of the Covenant, they knew that God was there with them. And so they thought it was very precious. They thought it was very special. It was one of the most important objects that they had as a nation. But then one day, it was stolen. You see, Israel took the Ark of the Covenant with them because they thought that it was something that they could use to win a battle. They could use it just to win a war. They didn't understand that God wasn't the box. They didn't understand that God was much more than just the Ark of the Covenant. They thought they could use God. They thought they could use the Ark to force God to help them win. But God was saying to them, nope, that's not how this works. So God let Israel lose a big battle, and they lost the Ark of the Covenant, the most important object they had as a nation. And it was taken by a people called the Philistines. Now, for those of you who are familiar with some of the stories of the Old Testament, you'll know the Philistines. If you've heard of the story of David before, when David killed Goliath, Goliath was a Philistine. The Philistines were some of Israel's greatest enemies. And they stole the Ark of the Covenant. They stole Israel's most precious object. And then they took it to their land. They took it into one of their temples, a temple to a fake god, a god named Dagon. And they thought, now we have the Ark of the Covenant. Now we have Israel's God. Take that, Israel. What are you going to do now? And so they put it in their temple. And one day, they got up in the morning and went to the temple, and they saw something weird. Their statue, the statue of Dagon that they had fallen on its face, right in front of the Ark of the Covenant. They thought to themselves, well, that's weird. I wonder how that fell. So they put it back up, and then they went about their daily lives. Next day, they went back into the temple, and the same thing. The statue of Dagon had fallen forward on its face right in front of the Ark of the Covenant. They thought, weird that this would happen 2 times in a row. Don't know why it would happen 2 times in a row. Double check the bottom of that statue. Make sure it doesn't fall over again. Okay. And they went on. And then the next day, again. The statue had fallen forward. But this time, it didn't just fall forward. The head fell off and the hands fell off the statue. And so now the people were looking at the statue and thinking, okay, 1 time happening, that's weird. 2 times happening, that's really weird. 3 times happening and then the statue breaking, that's terrifying. Obviously, it's the Ark of the Covenant. Send it back to Israel. They can have their terrifying box back. We don't want it. And so they sent the Ark of the Covenant back to Israel. But Israel still wasn't at a place where they were truly worshiping God. So it was stored in several different places in Israel, places where it wasn't meant to be, places where God could keep an eye on the Ark of the Covenant until it was time, until Israel was ready to worship God the way they were supposed to worship again. And one day, that day came. It was a very special day. You see, David had been king of Israel for quite some time, and he had conquered many of the enemies of Israel, and he had been working to restore the worship of the one true God. And one day, the day came when he said, it's time. We are ready to bring the Ark of the Covenant back to Jerusalem, back to the capital city of Israel. And so he gathered his people around, and they started to bring the Ark of the Covenant back. They had attempted in the past, but it didn't work, and now it was time to bring it back once and for all. And it was incredible. It was a huge party. They were all so excited. They had a great celebration. There was dancing, there was music, there was food, there were all kinds of entertainments. It was a great time. And they were all doing this to worship God because they were so excited that God was going to let them have the Ark of the Covenant back with them. 2 Samuel chapter 6 is where this story is found. In 2 Samuel 6, verse 12, it says this, "And it was told to King David, the Lord has blessed the household of Obed-Edom," one of the people who was storing the Ark of the Covenant, "and all that belongs to him because of the Ark of God." So David went and brought the Ark from the house of Obed-Edom to the city of David, to Jerusalem, with rejoicing. And when those who carried the Ark of God had gone 6 steps, he sacrificed an ox and a fattened animal. And David danced before the Lord with all his might. And David was wearing a linen ephod. And David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of a horn. They were all so excited. David was dancing and everyone was excited. It was a huge party. But David's wife didn't have the same opinion. David's wife looked on the situation and she thought to himself, this is awful. This is terrible even. And when David came home that night, he said to her, Michal, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited that the ark is back? And Michal said, of course I'm excited, but you should be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to be a king, and yet you're out there dancing with everyone, making a fool of yourself in front of your servants, in front of your servants, in front of your servants' sheep. You, oh, David, have made a fool of yourself, and I'm ashamed of you. But David had a different opinion. He paused a moment, and then he said, no, Michal, you're wrong. We today were celebrating the return of the Ark of the Covenant. We today were worshiping God. And in verse 22 of chapter 6 of 2 Samuel, David says this, I will make myself even more undignified than this, and I will be abased in your eyes. He said, I will become even more undignified than this. I think there's a camp song in there somewhere. And what he was saying was, I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if I make a fool of myself. I want to worship God because he deserves to be worshiped. And so if I look like a fool, it doesn't matter because the only one whose opinion matters is God. I don't care what the servants think of me. I don't care what their servants think of me. I don't care what my wife thinks of me, Michal. All I care about, said David, is that God sees me worship him because he deserves to be worshiped. And I think that's the lesson, that we can be like David. We can say, yeah, I don't care what other people think of me. I don't care if my friends think I'm weird. I don't care what the world says about me. I'm going to worship God because he deserves to be worshiped. So if you have a song on your heart, sing it out. Be weird. Be awkward. It's okay. If you're worshiping God, that's all God cares about. He wants you to worship him and love him because he loves you very much. So that's all we have for today. So back to you.
And I'll become even more undignified than this. Say what? Foolishness, but I'll become even more undignified than this. Leave my pride by my side. It's one of my favorite songs. Matthew mentioned it. But yeah, so thank you very much, Matthew, for that cool story and everything. But oh my gosh, guys, it's snack time. Almost caught that, but it is now snack time, guys. So take a break. I'm gonna lean back over, and I got my snack. I'm gonna crack this open. So it's like an intermission during our musical. So here's our intermission. I'm gonna grab a snack. And then we'll get right back on track. So grab a snack. I got my own whipped cream pie. Ooh. That right there, folks. That's perfect. Don't forget to get some hand sanitizer too, so your hands are clean. Wash your hands if you can. I don't have access to the sink right now. But sanitize up, all that fun stuff. Hey, fun fact, if you could tell me who sang that song, the Undignified song, which version it is, I'll give some count points for that. That's pretty cool. But, so yeah, that's the end of our snack break. You guys keep munching your snack and drinking as we're going. But I'm going to move right along to a new segment we have. Same guy, but new segment. It is National Geographic with Jeff. Here we go.
The American snipe struts his stuff, for it's awaiting mate, when suddenly it runs in stride to escape the approaching predator. He hides in the brush to camouflage itself, using its long beak to blend in with the local foliage. He never leaves the ground, awaiting the evening's tranquility. As the evening fades, he braves the night's fury. His vocal arrangement expounds through the forest to call its mate, much like a doggy's squeaky toy. He finds its mate as they stroll off into the starlit sky.
Cool. Dude, I think I'm a bird. It's not really a song or musical you can quote, but I'm a bird now, so fly away. But anyways, that's awesome. Good lesson with Jeff and the cool Starry Night Sky. But yeah, so a couple of transition aspects here. We have you guys are getting ready for summer. Get ready to come hang out with us at summer camp, and we actually have an opportunity for you guys to be able to get your Shamineau gear early. So in our comments here, we will post a link to that page. It's on Instagram now. We have an account with all the cool information you guys need to find information about our sweatshirts, backpacks, and everything else. You guys can purchase all your Shamineau gear so you guys can be ready and prepared to wear all your Shamineau gear when you come to camp, okay? So, cabin points, reminder, keep posting so that we can give you points. You guys can win cabin of the week and different things like that. So, we also have our daily challenge right now for you guys. And our challenge is for you and your family to become directors of a musical. You guys need to write it and perform a musical and post it together so we can see it and give you cabin points. I, in fact, love musicals, and so I'm super excited to see what you guys come up with. Maybe you could do a mashup of different songs and different scenes for different musicals. You could create your own original script. That'd be super cool. Maybe you could publish it later sometime in life when you edit it again. But let's see those. Let's see how cool you guys can be and how creative you guys can be. But now we're going to throw it to probably my favorite segment of the entire day and live stream, and to a guy who I think is probably one of the coolest people I know. We're going to throw it on down to, myself. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing in the snow. Welcome, guys, back to our out the window weather today. That's from Singing in the Rain, if you didn't know that. But today, I woke up this morning and I found this weird mixture of a thing we used to call snow back on the ground. And so we have snow. I heard the cities had a lot more than we do, but luckily we have a little bit. So it's looking pretty again, but I am a fan of warm weather. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a good Easter. And so we're going to get started with the weather. Again, like I said, there's snow. But on the bright side of things, the weather at the end of the week and on the weekend is going to look a lot better, a lot warmer. And actually, if I go like this and just... Yeah, it'll be melted pretty soon. That's what the snow just told me because But yeah, so we'll be doing that. There's my stick. This right here, it's been charred a little bit, which is super cool. But this stick told me today. I'll ask it again, make sure. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah? Okay. So the humidity is what? Oh, the humidity is very low. Okay, what else? Okay. Pressure is high though, on the contrary of the humidity. Okay, thank you, buddy. Bye. And for the weather tomorrow, you have a 50% shine, and stay with me again, 50% dark. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'm gonna grab my umbrella here, and I'm gonna go sing in the snow. See you guys later. I'm still singing in the snow. Hey, I actually saw that you guys already posted some like singing in the rain already. So like everybody who actually posts singing in the rain or what musical it's like singing in the rain musical and like anything about it before and after, you guys can each have like 800 because there's me. You guys have 800 cabin points, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys 800 cabin points. That's cool. Wow, that's a lot of wind. But yeah, it's a super cool song. Love the song, love the musical. Great job on coding and figuring out before. So like, perks to you guys. But yeah, so that's your weather. Can we just take some time right here? Just appreciate like how much work he puts in. You know, he's a great guy, and he just I don't know. But you want to know who is probably his role model and one of his people he looks up to the most, and that would be the next segment, Fun Time with Herb. So without further ado, here you go.
Hi, this is Fun with Herb, but I'm not Herb. I am Larry. So it's Fun with Larry today. We're going to do something interesting, something that I kind of like to do when I go to restaurants, but make sure that you listen to your mom and dad when you do this, because you might annoy people and may get in trouble. I like to take a straw, and this one is actually from Culver's, this one is from DQ, and these are just the normal ones, and I like to take them and make duck calls out of them. So this one I've already cut, and this is what it sounds like. So I call it kind of the poor man's duck call. It's just taking a normal straw, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it here. I take a normal straw, and I will flatten out the end. You can do this with your scissors, or sometimes I even use my teeth just to get it flat. You can see you want it as flat as you can get it here, because you're going to make a reed out of this, kind of like an oboe, if you know what that is. And you're going to cut up to the center from the side up, and depending on how sharp and how uneven or even you get will determine what your duck call is going to sound like. This is the lower one. Okay, this one I had cut a little different, you can see, and actually this one's a little flatter. It's a little higher duck call. Now, when you make these, you can cut different lengths of them, and that will also get you a different sound. So it makes all different sounds of your duck call. Now, different straws, these are pretty thick. This one's from Culver's. We'll see how this one works here. Okay, when you're putting them in your mouth to play them, you can see how I flatten that, and this is the reed here. And you're going to put it in so your lips cover this. Like if my fingers were your lips, you'll cover this much of that, and then you blow. Okay, and you want to keep that because these reeds vibrate, and that's what the sound makes. Now, if you want to get really creative, you can take your straw and you can cut little holes in it here. And if you and your brothers and sisters want to do this together, you might be able to get like a whole little band going. And then it would sound like this. All become a straw. And the different straws that you get, the different thicknesses of them, and the different lengths of them all make different pitches. So you can tune yours together and have different sounds. You can put more holes in that if you want. But this is one of those fun things that you can do very inexpensively with just a straw. You can end up annoying your mom and dad with this, and maybe sometimes the people in the restaurants too. But right now, everything is drive-through. So you'll only get annoying your mom and dad in the car with you. So I would go take some straws, give it a try. Again, you're going to take it, you're going to flatten out the end. Okay, so it's flat. You're going to take your scissors and cut from the side up. Okay, and I'm actually going to flatten that a little more. Okay, you want it so it becomes a reed. And then when in my mouth, I will try to flatten a little more. Then I put it in and blow on it. And that becomes your poor man's duck call, or an actual instrument that you can make out of a straw. Try it. Post online some of the ones that you make, and maybe you can even do a little video. I'd love to see what you've done. Maybe you can put a little band together with straws and get them tuned, which would be kind of cool. Hey, you guys have a great day and enjoy your straw duck call making, and we'll catch you later. This is Larry, Fun with Larry. Back to you.
That's my duck call. I'm gonna be killing. I also made one of the like recorder type deal things. So like. I thought I sounded like a saxophone, so like. I feel like I could be a saxophone player if I went back to band. But I was a tuba. Go big boys. Anyways, those are super cool things. Remember if your parents tell you to stop, you need to stop because it's about everybody around you, not just you. So, on to one of our last segments. Actually, our last segment of the day. And one of my favorite ones I'm super excited for. Again, with a friend. The good friend of mine, Emily. Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Emily again. So I have the game today as well, and today's game is something that I like to call spin the microphone, but most of us don't have microphones at home, so I usually use a bottle. So what you do is you spin it, and then whoever it lands on, which is myself because I'm in quarantine, whoever it lands on has to sing a karaoke song. So I kind of talked to Scout about this, and I was like, you know, what song should I sing? I don't really know. And we decided that our favorite song is Into the Unknown. So we're going to play a little back and forth here. He's going to finish my lyrics. But we're going to start. Okay, here we go. You're not a voice. You're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown! Into the unknown! Oh, it's high. Into the unknown! Oh my goodness, that's so high! Oh my goodness, that is the reason I was not casted for Elsa, in case you're wondering. So, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Me and Emily like to throw songs back and forth to each other. It's been my dream to be Elsa, but obviously, I can't. And I don't have the hair. So, oh well. But, before we get going here, it is not a musical to me, unless I at least quote my favorite musical. So, while you're playing that game, you gotta make sure you get your head in the game, alright? Keep it in there. And don't forget, Coach tells you to fake right, then break left. Watch it for the pick, keep an eye defense, gotta run and give the go, gotta run the give and go, take the ball to the hole, don't be afraid.
Shoot the outside, Jay. Keep ahead in the game. All right. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. But if you guys have any questions, you have any cool things you want to send to us, again, I see that Emily called Frozen 2, so good job. You can have 800 cab points. Actually, we'll go 1,000. Top it off the end. 1,000 cab points for you there. So, yeah, other than that, this is me saying, okay, bye, from Frozen 1. But thank you guys for coming. Let's see those musicals and sing loud and proud just like I did. Thanks, guys.
Welcome to camp, we're glad you've come. Hope you're ready to have some fun. If you got bad breath, then chew some gum. The summer started and we're glad you're here. We've been waiting for you for a year. Once my uncle got chased by a deer, and I don't know what that means. I just came out and said it. Don't know if we are ever gonna get it. I wish I had a point, but I probably forget it. Glad you're here at Camp Shamineau. We're all excited